I want to share with you my secret of bringing balance back into the classroom.
All the way up.
Currently, I'm a first grade teacher in the South Bronx. As you probably know, teaching requires you to be on 100% of the time. The benefits of yoga are endless, and I'm here to offer you a fun, easy, and practical management strategy that can bring a sense of peace and calm into your classroom. In my classroom, we do a little bit of yoga every morning as part of our daily routine. Have the kids sit in a circle, crisscross applesauce. Tell them to bring their hands to their knees, palms facing up. Deep breathing brings fresh oxygen to the blood and helps to rejuvenate the cells.
Let's blow it out.
Tell your kids to bring their hands to their bellies. As they breathe in, their belly should expand like a balloon. And one more time, breathe in, nice deep breath. And breathe out, nice job. The 3-part breath is a calming breath. Have the children start the same way by bringing their hands to their belly. After practicing that for a little bit, tell your kids to bring their hands up to their ribs, allowing their middle fingers to touch. As they breathe in, they'll start from the belly, but then they'll stretch that breath all the way up into the ribs. Let's bring our hands here. We're going to breathe all the way from our belly. Let's take it all the way up into our chest. As they breathe out, they'll release the breath, chest, ribs, belly. Alright, let's bring our hands together like this. Bring your palms together. Bring your palms together. Stretch all. After we start the morning with a little bit of breathing and a little bit of stretching, we do our pose of the week.
Okay, our pose of the week is tree pose. Nice job. Remember when we're in balancing poses, it helps to look at something that's not moving. So stare down at the moon. Stare down at the moon. Press your palms together. Let your branches grow. Let your branches grow.
When first introducing children to yoga, make sure that they understand that some poses are held statue-like, while others are moving and flow together. Tell them that yoga is not a competition, and it should never hurt. If a pose they are doing is painful or they are not breathing, they have taken it too far. Although you are there to guide the children and create a safe environment, let the children explore yoga at their own pace and never force it upon them. You don't need to be a yoga instructor to incorporate a little bit of yoga into your day. Take the risk. A fellow grad student once told me she was afraid to do movement with her kindergarten class because she wasn't sure how to manage them in the process. Mostly, I find yoga postures and breathing calms the kids down. Explain to the kids that some yoga can be silent and still, while other parts can be loud and full of movement.
All the way up. Good, let's do it like this.
There are literally thousands of yoga poses out there. Here's a handful just to get you started. Tree pose. Flower. Have them bring their elbows and their forearms together, palms facing up towards the sky. Then they'll go ahead and take one arm at a time. They're going to hook their elbow underneath their knee, and then go ahead and hook the other elbow right underneath the knee. And a lot of kids will just do their flower pose like this, but as time goes on, you might want to encourage them to try to balance up on their sitting bones. Turtle. They bring the soles of their feet together and they bring their legs out slightly. Then they'll bring their hands in between their legs, sitting up nice and tall, and they'll start to slowly walk their hands underneath their legs
bringing the elbows to the floor and rounding the back and allowing the head to drop.
Butterfly.
Butterfly pose starts just like turtle pose, bringing the soles of the feet together, but instead of the legs being slightly out, creating a diamond shape, in butterfly pose they come in a little bit. Sitting up nice and tall, have the kids bring their palms to their shoulders, elbows out at their sides, breathing in, and then they can move their butterfly wings. So inhaling and exhaling, inhaling and exhaling. Slowly fly. And then let's move twice. And slowly. And
Dog.
in dog pose, have the kids start with their knees bent, sitting up on their heels. Have them bring their hands out in front of them, spreading their fingers wide, creating their puppy paws or their dog paws. Then they'll stretch their arms out in front of them, pressing their paws onto the ground, and then lifting themselves off the ground. So crawling their toes under, lifting their knees up, lifting their tails in the air, stretching all the way up. And if you're working with a younger group of kids, go ahead and tell them to wag their dog tails, moving from side to side. Wiggle your dog, press your paws into the ground. Good job.
Table.
Starting just like this, have the kids bring their palms onto the floor, fingertips pointing towards their feet. The feet are about hip width apart. Bring the shoulders back slightly, press the palms in towards the earth, press the feet in towards the ground, and then go ahead and lift up, creating 4 legs of a table. Lift up even more, and then tell them to drop their heads. Breathing in, exhaling with a
Slide.
This time the kids will point their toes, press into the palms, lift themselves all the way up, lifting all the way up, even more, trying to get the toes, trying to get the feet also connected to the earth. Then they can let their head hang. And usually it's at this time that we take a deep breath in and we exhale with a whee! Just like the sound they might make when they're coming down a slide. And then releasing all the way down.
Frog.
Frog pose starts in a squat. The feet are hip width apart, toes pointing straight ahead. Hands are right in between the legs, sitting up nice and tall. Just like a frog squat. Bring your hands in between your knees like this. We're not hopping. We're just going to catch flies with our toes.
Bug.
Bug pose starts in a frog squat. Then they lift their bottom up a little bit and they hook their elbows underneath their legs and bring their hands to the outside of their feet. So doing it one at a time. Now this might be their bug pose, but as time goes on, the kids can begin to lift their feet off the ground.
For a detailed description of each pose and a few more poses, check out the applications part of my paper. Just a few things to add before you go off on your yogic journey. My advice is to start with quiet, calming yoga, as demonstrated in the video, and establish a signal with your class if they become too silly. Add to the poses or turn statue-like poses into moving ones. Play yoga games, create a yoga corner, have the kids keep yoga journals, create a yoga deck by photographing yourself or the kids in the poses. Laminate them and hold them together with a binder ring. Use poses to fit your theme, and most importantly, have fun.
Thank you for the sun, thank you for the earth, and thank you for me, and thank you for me.
I wish you the best of luck on your new yoga adventure. I honor the light within you that's the same within me. Namaste.